Hey everyone, my name is Wes, and welcome back to another episode of Terror Talk where I discuss creepy clips online. I created this original horror music to add to the video, and I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to leave your own comments, and when you're done watching, check the description if you'd like to listen to my music without the commentary. Now let's get into it and have some fun.
I was driving across the country for a kind of hectic trip. I had to get some things done for work at an office way up in Maine, and decided that while I was there already on the road trip, that I'd visit some of my friends and family on the East Coast. During my fourth day of driving, I was spending most of that day going through Pennsylvania.
Do you like road trips or take a lot of road trips? Let me know in the comments below. For me, I hate road trips. With a passion, I literally hate sitting in the car for more than just 3 hours or so. It drives me nuts. So 4 days of driving, dang, I could never do that. But let me know in the comments below if you like road trips or not.
There were a lot of cool towns, but most of the drive was through nothing. And to get where I was going, it was taking me on a lot of side routes, which were these long and empty one-lane highways. As it was getting late, rain started coming down, and my fuel was running low. I hadn't passed any gas stations in a while, so I figured there had to be one soon. But again, this road wasn't really going through any towns. I continued through the rain for another 30 minutes, and barely through the fog, I saw a sign for a gas station. And a couple moments later, it showed up ahead of me. It was off the side of the road, nestled in the trees, and was really small. It only had 2 pumps and a tiny concession building behind it. Having no other choice, I pulled in and parked, getting out and opening up my gas tank. When I pulled the pump off and tried to insert my card though, it didn't work. I wiped the dusty screen and tried to see what it was saying, but it didn't say anything. It wasn't even on. I then went over to the only other pump, and it was also off. Frustrated, I looked around. With it raining and being well past sunset, it was really hard to make anything out. Sure, the place looked old and outdated, but so did a lot of other gas stations. After a closer look though, I noticed a small light inside the concession building.
That is pretty strange that both of the gas pumps would be off like that, wouldn't it? I mean, what would be the reason for that? And usually these are abandoned building, just like random abandoned building stories, but I think it's kind of cool that this one's an abandoned gas station. Like, that's pretty creepy, huh?
Hoping it was a worker that could help me, I stepped out from under the overhang covering the pumps and ran up to the door. Moisture was covering the entire glass door, so I couldn't see inside. All I could see was the light reflecting through the glass. I grabbed the handle and it screeched open. When I stepped inside, I immediately knew something was wrong. The store shelves were empty and some even knocked over, and the place just looked like it was destroyed. The light was coming from somewhere in the back though, and was now clearly some sort of lamp or something. Definitely not a regular store light. I was only in there for a few seconds, and after seeing all of that, I quickly stepped back outside. I didn't know what was going on in there, but I knew it couldn't be anything good.
Wow. Imagine stepping into a gas station like that and having the whole place be pretty much deserted, but with a creepy lamp in the back of the building. Just kind of glowing ominously. Like, that is pretty spooky. And he was right to step back out, because I don't think anything good could come out of that situation. Like, clearly this is I think probably an abandoned gas station that's just way out in the middle of nowhere, and someone is just taking refuge, like maybe a homeless person or some kind of drug junkie or whatever. But that's my opinion.
And definitely not helpful for my situation. As I backed out of the store and into the rain, I turned around toward my car, but a person was standing next to it. They were completely drenched in water and were just looking around my car and into the windows. "Hey, what are you doing?" I yelled as I quickly made my way up to them. They shot a look at me, then moved their eyes behind me. I turned back to look at the building. The front door was opened, and a man came out into the rain. He had long black hair and a sickly look. He spent no time assessing the situation and instantly started running at me. The other person by my car just backed away as I got inside, but the man running didn't slow down. He came right up to my door and tried opening it, and as I pulled away, a loud metallic scrape vibrated through the car. I sped out of there and back onto the road, making it another half hour before my car ran out of gas. Luckily, I had cell service in the area and was...
Now that would be scary. Having someone like that come out running at you from that abandoned gas station. And my question is, why did the guy who was looking around in his car not try to attack or anything like that? I think that's kind of strange too. Don't you? Because, yeah, the whole thing is just strange. Like, why didn't the guy who was looking in his car try to attack him?
Was able to get help. While I waited, though, I looked at the outside of my car and saw a huge line going across the door. It looked like the man had run a knife along it when I drove away. Police informed me later that night that the gas station I was at was not in service for at least a decade. Other than that, though, nothing else came of it. And what would have happened if I didn't get out in time is left to nothing but theories.
Yeah, that's all pretty weird, in my opinion. And he is definitely lucky that he got out of there alive in the right time. Because if he had gone back there, I don't think he would be able to tell the story. So, you really have to trust your judgment in situations like this. Because there are some pretty sketchy people and things in this world. And if you're not careful, you can get yourself into some seriously dangerous situations. So, yeah, just be careful out there when you're driving on the road. And just always be alert and cautious, because you never know what you're going to run into on long road trips like that. But I thought this was a creepy story for sure, and I hope you enjoyed my music and the commentary, and I will see you in the next video.